just go open. I'm going to browse to my computer. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to look for your pen. Surface your linear pendant. Okay. If I have a 3D view,
we all just open our template so that we can.
Yes, yeah. Go ahead and just open up your template. Yeah. So basically, what this fixture is doing is it's an unhosted fixture. If everyone opens up and goes out to 3D, if you click on the family category and parameters, we can go into, we see it's a lighting fixture, but it's not work plane based. So that's meaning that it won't host to a surface. Okay. And, being the fact that it won't host to a surface, that's what allows it to float. Now, there was a question about going from a hosted to a non-hosted fixture. There really is no true way to do that. It's all about the template that you start the family from. But you're correct? The one that we're talking about?
Seems to be. I'm just opening ours right now. For anyone else on the call, if you open up the template, you're going to need to place a fixture, and then you can edit one fixture. Yeah, that we have.
Okay. Excellent. Simple. We wanted to keep it generic, right? That's really the idea. So
yes.
It's just so super simple. And
and to change the width of the fixture, because we currently don't have. We can change the length, but not the width.
We should go into Plan, Edit.
Where did you go?
I selected the main body of the pendant, and I hit Edit Boundary. So now I'm just editing the width of everything. I'm going to go DI. I'm going to lay on an equal dimension set.
Edit boundary. I'm wondering if this is another cycle through. Yeah, you go through this. Okay. Dimension in.
Equal dimension. Now, for some reason, it's outside of this. You have to go through until you sketch boundary. You know, if a dimension is black, it means that it's controlling things. So I laid down a series of dimensions. I'm going to make those equal so that it always grows and shrinks off of the center line.
Black versus grayed out.
I started a DI dimension. I hit the reference plane first. I hit tab until I touch reference. You see sketch? Equal.
I see. Equal. There we go. Okay.
Then go over to that 8-inch parameter and make that so that it grows and shrinks. So I screen so I can and label none. I'm add a parameter width. Also a type-driven parameter. We want that to change with every type. So I'm going to hit check for finish boundary. Check out. Well, if we want to go types, we go back to family types. And let's say you have an 8-footer. I'm going to make a new type just as an example. 8-foot, whatever cottage or however you're building these, and we're going to call this what we do profile in width even too. We could call it let's try that. Use that width. Let's say make that 4 inches. Apply. That the width was changed.
Can I also ask what yes apply to in this case? Since
good question.
Anything that's a circle.
Oh, but you'll notice I'm editing this revolve. I think that's why it shows up in plan.
Okay.
I check mark that one. I hit this radius. You need to do both. If it cuts anything that's in the fixture family, it will show up. So that. Okay.
Since we're adding parameters, can we have a length, a width, and a height?
Yes. Yeah. We'll take care of that here in just a moment. I'm actually going back and I'm deleting the family parameter radius because it really isn't being utilized.
Okay.
Nothing's done.
Did you change what changed so that it won't show up in floor plan again?
The escutcheons that are on the ceiling. I selected one, edit revolve, and I took there's a solution axis that it revolves around, and I made sure that it doesn't really extend much below the fixture.
Okay.
That's what was doing it. And I do that for both of them.
Yep. True, that will be an easy fix.
It's generally always the two. Sometimes people want things in the RCP to show up kind of on the floor plan, so what they'll actually do is they'll put an invisible line in there so that it does technically cut it.
I see.
But that works. These are ready, of course. They're remaining generic, correct?
Yeah, they're remaining generic. We just we've had a couple of angry architects about it showing up in appending up in floor plan.
Oh, awesome. That sounds like fun.
Yes. So we're going to avoid any more angry architects.
Okay. So, things. When you do elevation, I'm going to go view, close windows, front elevation. That if we select the ceiling plane, and we notice it defines the origin. To do. Okay. We may say, okay, this doesn't define the origin. Rather, instead, the light source defines the origin.
Will that allow us to, when we pick mounting height, it will be mounting height based upon the bottom of the fixture?
Exactly.
I think that would be very helpful.
Yes. So that will define the origin from that point forward. What I'm saying is right now, say your mounting height will be 6 feet. I'm circling that temporary, and that's what that would be.
Okay.
And we want to put in a parameter that controls the extension of the system wires, right, and the escutcheons. So quick dimension. 2 is fine for its default. I'm going to go after. I'm going to change that dimension to a parameter. And what would we like to call this? Up those suspension wires.
Length, maybe?
Okay.
Length.
Suspension, maybe, yeah, let's try that.
Yeah.
That is going to be an instance property. Probably wants to be an instance property because you may use the same fixture in spaces that have different ceiling heights.
Yes.
Okay. Instance property, all of them can be different then. We'll hit test this. We'll click on that. We're going to change that suspension length to 6 feet. And what everything does. Everything went with it. Lines.
Perfect.
Oh, cool. And again, you can try going down to very low lengths. You know, it's very hard in the family editor environment and how to and see what it works and how it works in a real project. You know, as everyone knows, it's not always indicative of the real world. But that's as close as we can get properly. So try loading that into a project and seeing what you get. Let's another time, Robin. Why don't you try that, and that can solve your angry architect syndrome.
Do you have a project open to load this in? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna open a project just so that we can try it while we're
cool
here. This is helpful in modifying this particular, but if we wanted to, or if we needed to build a fixture from scratch.
Cool. Yeah, I think there's 2 ways we want to approach this thing. I think it's really like if you have someone who wants a very specific fixture, it's the process. Like go out there and go download something from a manufacturer, get something that's similar, and then bring it in, making it work. I'm already doing that a lot.
And then oftentimes, honestly, we're building ourselves because it's usually something that's not available. For instance, we have a need where we need to make the fixture that follows a stair. So it's this angle. We're never gonna find that from anybody.
Yeah.
It's going to end up being a custom fixture, but we need to get it into our Revit model. So we get into situations like that where, or oftentimes like a weird decorative fixture. Pretty much none of the decorative manufacturers are making Revit quite a bit.
Okay. Well, like with the fixtures following a stair, have you done any of the in-place modeling by any chance? Family modeling for like that one-off in a project that you need to make?
I don't understand your question.
So
I may have.
I go new.
Yep.
Open up a new project. You can go component pull down, model in place. It asks you for a category to assign it to.
Yep.
But something that's following like a stair or something like that, you can make just that one-off lighting fixture, doing it in place, and use just massing elements to make that.
I haven't done that, but this seems easier than what I've been doing. What I'm doing is create. I would go new family.
Oh yeah, and that's really hard because it's outside the project. Then
it's
this
really
this
hard,
will be built
and
inside.
I normally have to like write down all the dimensions of everything I can beforehand.
My goodness!
So when I build it,
you can do this in here, and it's much easier because you do it within the project.
Yeah, this looks much easier.
Awesome. Yeah, far easier.
Could we do this because I know even the place, like where move the light source around and all of that stuff so that we have that correct.
From this?
Yeah, say I'm probably, well, the new fixtures I've been making because I haven't done a model in place, I guarantee you that that is not correct. This is correct, but if anyone wanted to do anything with them, like render, for instance, be coming out of like where.
That's the thing. So like with the model in place, some have to make a light emitting material to then apply to it. That's good.
So what about if you go to if you do family?
Family with the lighting fixtures, then you can control the light source and where it's from and all that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Essentially, you know, like this is like a big glowing like LED strip that just follows a stair or something like that. You're going to have to model that thing in place so it follows the stair, but then if we're rendering, there are to make a material that is light emitting. Your option is you can, if you want to model it really accurately, I don't know, what is the bulb source or what is it? Is it an LED?
Probably going to be LED.
Okay.
I don't know if we need to, in this particular case, render this one. I guess of that. Also, I just brought the linear pendant into a
yeah.
And the pendant length is awesome, and that works. And you can, or the suspension length works, and you can change the length of the fixture. However, to change the length of the fixture, it made my canopies giant.
When you length of the fixture.
Yeah, these.
So, go back to that family.
Okay. I was at the radius.
I don't know. Let me check. A 4 foot. Yeah. Okay, so go to the family. Yeah, that's it. Editing these revolves. Put a distance printer on. It puts them into place.
And you need to put it on both of them?
Well,
okay.
Let's test this. There's the 12. That one works. Let me try the 8. Okay, that's working. Cool.
yes.
Awesome.
I guess my only other one is to this. Okay. You should be able to do just the same thing, right?
For what? For the discussion?
A height parameter, no, for the fixture. So we have a width and have a length.
Oh.
We can. So if I want like a 2-inch by 4-inch fixture, for instance.
Yeah, so that's actually really easy. You go to the just in an elevation, touch the extrusion.
Mhm.
Please.
Okay.
And a little tiny button off to the right.
Yes.
And click add parameter. We're going to call this body. Or I'm saying body. Should that be canopy or it should be body, or what's the terminology that you would use?
Fixture height, probably.
Okay, so fixture height. Type driven.
Correct.
And we'll hit OK. So you can go into that family types and drive the fixture height too. We get that 2 inches, for instance. That cool?
That is very cool.
And there. And they're up. Great. Okay, so just you want a generic one from scratch?
If we have time, that would be. I mean, we can make something very simple, just so that we understand how to be. I think very.
Yeah, it's new. So now there's of course 2 different types. You know, are we doing a hosted or non?
I personally prefer non-hosted fixtures.
I do too. Okay, cool. Okay. One of the problems with a lot of these light fixtures to begin with is that they're told to always be vertical, and that's really tough. And as you've noticed, you can't really rotate them out of axis, which is hard. We always try with these non-hosted, we uncheck always vertical. We'll allow it to differ a little bit.
For instance, like our strip light fixture family, you can't turn it over, so you can't have the lamp facing down.
Yeah.
If like that box, would that allow it to rotate?
Sometimes they do,
Okay.
but most of the time not. A lot of times you have to use the in place. Depends. Okay. I can't remember how we constructed yours, but give it a try. Say we're a floor plan. Well, what kind of fixture do we want to make?
How about a how much time do you have left?
10 minutes.
Surface-mounted fixture.
Okay, let's say make it
A surface-mounted fixture.
Rectangular surface-mounted fixture. Great.
Yes, sure.
Okay, got it. So, very basic place. Let's start by what we want it to be in plan. And we're extrusion. Angle. I'm going to throw immediately. Ooh, it needs to all be square. I need a series of dimensions on it. And in Revit, I normally let myself just kind of draw willy-nilly at first, and I tune it down I make the dimensions nice dimensions. Let's say we know we want it to be 2 by 2. Selecting the line that's kind of the offending line, so down to being called dimensions. And these, after I get them all tuned up in nice dimensions, I'm going to say that's an equal. And I'm going to make this so it can grow and shrink. Label, perimeter. Sorry. We're going to make width and instance. Make this label naked instance. Through properties, see extend. We're going to type driven property. We'll hit OK. We'll hit OK. Have this element that's it's scalable and sizable, driven by numerical inputs. So you have the length and width of which you just inputted. As long as we can go, we should change size. That's perfect. Plan first. That's the thing we want to tackle first thing. Okay. Then with elevation of the floor. What helpful, right? So what we want to do is we want this light source elevation, that's defining the origin, but we want this box to not be built on the level. The level was its work plane. I'm going to hit Edit Work Plane. So part of it is it's working its way down. And we want it to really go the opposite direction. Right?
Yeah.
So it needs to be negative. Well, there's a few different ways we can do it. What source elevation does this kind of end up the light fixture inside of it, like a glowing box or something like that? Okay, let's so
yeah, let's make it a glowing box.
So I'm going to go back to my family types. I'm going to go 8 here and move. Yes. Go OK. DI. Equal. So that should grow and shrink. I'm going to throw a dimension in here and see if that. One. I need to shrink up and down simultaneously. So when it's centered like that, you need to call it. Actually, let me see if I can just throw a dimension on here to change that height easily. Diameter. It does. It'll grow and shrink equally about that center line. And we're going change test, which is, I'm going to hit my, I'm going to call some fixture height. Net or parameter. We can make it up. There we go. Right. Now properly into the product. Now, a few different things that you want to do. Complex fixture. Ultra complex. Like what we do with your some of your pendants. You choose ability settings. You select the 3D objects. Let's say if it's highly complex. You hit settings. You do it so it only shows up, that the geometry only shows up, say in 3D views and back or left right. You also change the detail levels. At a floor plan level, is this box to show up because it's just too complex. Okay, we would say that it doesn't show up in plan RCP. It's going to go here. Notation line, and we just pick the most important edges of that. Okay, defining elements, and maybe we want a circle to sit inside. Symbolic line. Go D from the edge. Not gonna doing radius. Because you'll need it to. Sometimes you'll need it to set that radius. Look at that parameter for that radius. This is going to be driven. All this. What we're going to do, go back to our family types, is radius is equal to 0.5, because we want half, equal to 0.5 times the width, 3 inches. Little formula there that it will grow and shrink from 1.5 inches. They automatically grow and shrink with that width. So if we want this to always remain square, check this out. We get width equals length. Apply. So what if I change this to 6 feet? Look, it will remain square. So we can let that length equals length. Look at that, and everything changes with it. This is kind of the secret of wants to be equal to that too. So fixture height is also equal to length. So we've got anything to grow and shrink based on one numerical input. So I'll do one of these and look at change.
Yeah.
Cool. And so we've got a cube that will grow and shrink to any size. And what we do is we go family types and say new. And call this a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Hit apply. Let's go 3 by 3 by 3. And just a 3. It'll board, apply. 4 by 4 by 4. Change it to a 4. We'll go up. We have 3 different types that are now built in this project. Just quick change to any one of these.
Yes, I think this would be very, very helpful.
Right.
Timely.
Pretty basic. Okay, good.
Yes.
As
we
long
need
as
to
it's
make
helpful.
quite a few fixtures today, so this is perfect.
Okay. Noticing that, in plan, remembering that the 3 elements are not showing up, that only what now is up is the 2D. Now, what you do is, and we've done this with some of your pendants, and we may want to think about this, is think at line scale where these are very, very, very small. Remember how we had the symbol and we had the line? We basically had an anti-symbolic line going through it like this.
Yes. It would only be giant.
Only be giant. That's because we were using something called a symbol, and that's a very standard practice for the MEP suite, is to use symbols for things so that the symbol is always the same size on a printed sheet of paper, no matter what the scale. In there.
Which we love. How do we change that? Symbolic lines?
Make them symbolic lines so they're actually real world. So let's say we could go 2, 6, 2, 6. I'm just putting us through this. PI, send to that endpoint to that endpoint. And make this one. I'll just get 1'4". DA. We can make that really easy. We always want it to be like 2 inches greater than the outer boundary of our cube.
Yes.
We can grab that.
Oh, perfect.
Great. Let's 4 inches outside. So it's always, there's 4 inches, and here we're just going to this up till we see 4. 4, and then we just lock them into place. Symbolic lines, and so as we change this thing, let's just see if this thing indeed is working. We keep our 4 inches.
How do we find the symbol in order so that we can replace it with symbolic lines? Modify our pendant, for instance.
Yep. And you can do a big window around everything.
Okay.
Filter. And in there.
You'll see symbol. Okay.
Yep, you should.
I think we're fixture modification today. Well, it's
making sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's I'm out of time.
Okay.
But as long as that's helpful and you're recording, give a holler if you need anything.
Thank you much, Peter.
Yeah, welcome. And then we'll meet again here in 2 weeks.
Yes, if that works for everyone else. Did Simi ever make it on the call? No. Only one on the call right now from the Revit team. So yes, let's say in 2 weeks.
Sounds great.
All right.
Yeah, bye.